Here's my update for JBJ NanoCube 28 gallon. It is now officially 106 days old. So you can see that it has changed quite a lot since the beginning, and actually the last 3 days I've spent a fair amount of time rejiggling and changing it. So first off, let me just give a little tour of both sides for you to have an idea of what we're dealing with now. As you can see, I've dedicated the left hand side primarily to the frog spawn and hammer corals. There's a whole bunch of them here of different colors, and we'll get to them in a second. Since they are fine sitting one next to another, I've decided to have the whole group in one side and then the rest of the corals on the other. So you can see I got a few zoos as well as the candy cane corals, and I've moved some of my frags from up top to the bottom. This is the SPS corals. I don't know what I'm gonna do with them just yet. So a few changes. I've moved the power head from the middle to all the way in the back. I think I still get a really good flow, and as a matter of fact I kinda like it better because then my middle is I can put some corals in the middle and they're not subject to the direct flow. As you can see, the coralline algae is growing quite nicely in the back. It's filling it well. I got a few fish. So I got two clowns, a pair of Ocellaris clowns, which you can see over here, to replace the single clown that unfortunately gone missing. You can see the 6-line res right here and the firefish goby. So far this is it for the fish in my tank. I might add one more fish at some point later. So I've moved all the Recordia onto a single rock, as you can see over here. A few corals are not doing that well. So the Akin is not bad, but this flower pot coral is not doing extremely well, unfortunately. And right now I've just moved it recently, so it all decided to shy away. So the Duncan is not bad. I got a whole bunch of zoos here. Candy cane. So I've decided that the SPS corals are not doing extremely well in my tank. I don't know why, but I'm just not getting the same coloration as what they're supposed to look like. So I'll be honest to say that I'm not extremely happy with the way the SPS are turning out in my tank, and there's a good chance I may just give up on it. So I've moved Xenia over there. I might move it a little bit down because I think it's just a little bit too much flow for it right now. So I'll see what I can do. And finally, this is the green star polyps, which decided to hide. It's also not doing extremely well in my tank for some reason. And then we go to the new love of my life, which is the frog spawn and hammer corals. So you can see I got a whole bunch of different colors that I picked up from different stores, and I just could not pass up on a few of them. I especially like the green neon one here, the coral, and the one on top of it I just added last night. It's been doing really well. and it's certainly a nice looking piece. So this frog spawn that I also got recently, well, 3 days ago, it's not doing extremely well yet, but I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that it's been moved around a lot. Now, one thing I want to highlight is that there is a barnacle, at least a couple, and I'm going to try to focus right on it. So it's now in the middle of the picture. You can see the little hole. So this hole, there's a living feeder barnacle that does come out once in a while. I noticed that usually it's much more active when the lights switch to actinic. And now we'll look on this side. So I got another frog spawn, which I've had here for way over 2 months, and it's been doing great. I really like this new frog spawn that I recently got. It's a nice brown reddish color. And there's another frog spawn right here. And we got another hammer coral all the way down here. So that's where we are right now. You can see that the skimmer is doing extremely well. It's skimming very nicely. There's not too many changes in the back, and I guess just to point out, what I'm trying to work on is having maximized the surface, and really I think of it as 3 different viewpoints, because there's one front shot, but I got a sofa on the left hand side, so I want it to look nice from here, which I think can be achieved. Never mind the some algae at the bottom of the tank. I think it's gonna go away eventually, and with cleaning. And then I got the right hand side view, which is also doesn't look too bad, especially once the actinics come on, because you can see a whole bunch of nice corals here as well. So I got all different kinds of zoos here. So that's where we're at. Thank you for watching, and we'll see where it will what it will develop to and what it will grow to in the next few months. So I'm already thinking of a bigger tank at some point in my future, because 28 gallons is just not enough to keep all the fish and corals that one wants. Cheers.